Hello students, we are going to complete this experiment number 5. So experiment number 5 is related to your superposition theorem. As we in the theory class, in the theoretical calculation, we have found out the value of I1, I2, I3, I4, I5 value uh, for superposition theorem. So what we have to do, we have to apply 5 volt and 15 volt individually and simultaneously. So we will be having a 3 case. In the first case we will apply 5 volt. I will find out the value of I1, I2, I3, I4, I5 and I will give the name as dash. Okay, so this 5 quantity is dash. Then I will apply 10 volt source. Okay, sorry, 15 volt source. This 15 volt source I have applied and I will find out all the currents, that is I1, I2, I3, I4 and I5, and this quantity I will name as a dash quantity, double dash quantity, and later on I will apply 5 volt and 15 volt and I will find out the value of I1, I2, I3 and I4 and I5. So this will be my I1, I2, I3, that is total. So we will find out the algebraic summation into theoretical calculation by applying 5 volt and 10 volt, and then we will find out the value by applying 5 volt and 15 volt simultaneously. Okay, make sure that whenever you are applying 5 volt supply, you need to short this 15 volt supply, and while applying 15 volt supply, we will be having a we will have to short this 5 volt supply. Okay, the breadboard connection is the same as what we have done in our experiment number 1 to 4. Okay, so this the connection is the connection is repeating from experiment number 1 to 4. Okay, this is our breadboard. So this project board is having two parts. First part is your breadboard part and the second part is your power supply. Okay, so as you can see over here, that is 5 volt DC power supply is given over here, plus 15 volt which is variable, it is available from this port, minus 15 volt DC variable is available over here. So plus 15 volt I can vary by moving this probe. Okay, and minus 15 I will vary with the help of this probe. Okay, right now I require two only, that is plus 5 volt and plus 15 volt. Okay, so what I will do, I will construct or create the circuit over here. Okay, and I will give the power supply from this side. Okay, and I can take the readings. Okay, as you might be knowing the arrangement of the breadboard, but I will just revise it. Okay, so this strip is having some connection which is vertically connected, so these dots are vertically connected and these dots are connected, or these knobs are connected horizontally. So horizontally they are connected in the group of 5 as well as in the group of 5. So these 5 are internally connected, 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 and these 5 are internally connected. Okay, so all these 5 are connected. Okay, but this 5 and this 5 are not connected. So that means the group number 1 which is having the combination of 5 and group number 2 which is having a combination of 5 are not connected. Similarly, the upper one and the lower one are not connected. The upper one and the lower one are not connected. Over here, upper one, lower one, upper one, lower one, this 5 are connected. But this horizontally they are not connected. So that means this is not connected with this one, but this is connected with this. Okay, so I have to connect in this manner. So how many numbers of resistors are required? Okay, total 5 numbers of resistor required, 330 ohm and 220. Okay, so for that we are having a various resistors are available with us. Okay, so we require to identify which resistors are there. So I can find out the value of the resistor by using the color code method also. Okay, and with the help of some multimeter, also. Okay, so I will show you the resistor which are available with us. Just wait for a minute. So these are the resistor I am having. Okay, so you might not be that much, it is not visible to you, but I will send you the photographs of this also. So what I will do, I will check with the help of multimeter. So what are this value? So this is the multimeter. We have connected the multimeter in the ohm range as well as in the common. So what I will do, and I will move this probe to the ohm. Here you can find the symbol of ohm, that is nothing but the resistivity of the meter. Okay, it is over here. Okay, so what I will do, I will connect this resistor into this two knobs, that's knob number 1 and knob number, okay, and I will check what are the value of this. Okay, so as you can see 325.2, okay, so it is not approximately 330 ohm resistor. Okay, we can say it is 330 ohm resistor. So I will separate it out, the 330 ohm resistor. So this are nothing but the 330 ohm resistor, and this resistor, another resistor, I am having the value of 214.9215. Okay, so this is nothing but 220 ohm resistor. Okay, so we require this 330 ohm resistor and 220 ohm resistor with us, with us. So I have separated out. Okay, now I want to connect it. Okay, I want to connect all the resistor on the breadboard. Okay, so where is our main circuit? Our main circuit is this 330 ohm resistor, okay, which is connected over here, that is 220, 330, 220 and 330, and 15 ohm and 5 ohm. Okay, so what I have to do, first I have to take this 330 ohm resistor. So I am taking this 330 ohm resistor, so I will connect it like this. Okay, so breadboard 330 ohm resistor, I connect. Okay, so this 330 ohm resistor is connected right now. Okay, the leg of this 330 ohm resistor is connected with the 330 ohm again resistor. Okay, so I will take this 330 ohm resistor. Okay, I will connect the 330 ohm resistor like this. Okay, so I will connect in this way. I have connected the 330 ohm resistor in this way. Done. Then there is 330 ohm resistor again connected. Now 220 ohm resistor I want to connect. So I will take this 220 ohm resistor. Okay, the you need to assure that this 3 point should be at the same point. Okay, so I have connected this. Okay, so first one, it is connected over here, second one is connected over here, and the third one, this one, is connected over here. So as you can clearly see, these three are connected vertically, that means they are connected on a same node. Okay, so this three are connected right now. Now this 220 ohm resistor is connected, this one 220 ohm is okay. Now I have to connect this 330 ohm resistor. So I will take this 330 ohm resistor. So 330 ohm I have to connect at the end leg of this. Okay, so now my circuit will be like this 330 ohm. Now which resistor I have to take? 330 ohm we have connected. Now I have to connect this 220 ohm resistor. Okay, so I will take this 220 ohm resistor. This 220 ohm resistor I have to connect over here. Now whatever the connection we have made on the breadboard, I am drawing it over here. We have connected this register, this register, this register and this register. We have connected our registers in this fashion. Even though I have connected in this manner, this is automatically connected. Why is this automatically connected? As you can see over here, as I have said earlier, this 5, this 5, this 5, this 5, this 5 are internally connected. Okay, so this line from starting from this node to this node, okay, it is internally connected. Okay, if it is internally connected, this end of this register and this end of this register is automatically connected. Okay, now what was our main circuit? Our main circuit was like this. Okay, we have done this and this. Now we have to connect 5 volt and 15 volt. Okay, so as I have said earlier, we are having one kit. In this kit we are having a power supply of 5 volt as well as 15 volt. 15 volt is variable, so from this knob I can use the power of voltage of 5 volt, and from this knob I can use the power of voltage of 0 to 15. So first I need to check whether the power voltage is available or not. Okay, so I will use the multimeter. Okay, with the multimeter I have to choose this voltage DC. Okay, so voltage DC, right now it is 0. One I have to put it in a common point, and second one I have to put it on a 5. So as you can see clearly, that is 5.1.2. okay, it is nearly a 5 volt. Okay, now I have to use the 15. Okay, so as you know that this knob or this plus 15 volt is a variable. So right now it is, this knob is a least position, so you can get 0.6 volt. Okay, if I am moving this knob, the voltage is going to be increased. Okay, if the voltage is going to be increased, I need to set it to a 15 volt. Okay, so I am just setting it to a 15 volt. Okay, so if it is set by 15 volt. Okay, right now it is 15 volt, so I have set it. Okay, I will use it another way. Now I have to connect this 5 volt over here. So that means what? Positive of plus 5 volt should be connected with this resistor, and positive of 15 volt should be connected with this resistor. Okay, so what I will do, I will take the help of some connecting wires. Okay, so this connecting wires will I will take from this point. Okay, why this point? Because it should be connected over here. Second point should be this. I'm zooming it for you. So the first point is this one. Okay, as you clearly. Okay, the second point is this one. Okay, now we have to connect to the 5 volt. Okay, as well as the 15 volt. So this 5 volt, I'm connecting it over here. This is the crocodile pin, so this 5 volt should be connected over here. Okay, it is 5 volt. This is 5 volt. Okay, so this 5 volt is connected this manner. So from this knob, this 5 volt is connected via. Okay, next is what? We have to connect this 15 volts. I will take the another crocodile pin. Okay, so this another crocodile pin should be set to a 15 volt. Okay, and that should be connected with your 15 volt. Okay, your 15 volt. Okay, so now I can again read of the circuit. We have connected 5 volt and the 15 volt. Okay, so in your circuit you will be having your circuit in this fashion, but in practical aspect you will be having a voltage source 5 volt and 15 volt source whose common point is actually 1. Okay, previously in our circuit whenever we are drawing, this ground is a different for this both, but in actual practice in any DC circuit the ground or the common point will be the same. So the common point is available over here, that is already here. Okay, you can see here. Okay, this common point is available over here. Okay, so what I have to do, even if I have not joined the circuit, this common is already joined. This common is already joined. Okay, now what is remaining? Okay, this and this. What is remaining from this circuit to this? We have to join the common point between this two point. What are these 2 points? First point is this one. Okay, and the second point is your common. So again I will take the this and I will join in between any point between this. Okay, and that I have to connect at the common. Okay, so where is your common point? Common point, I have connected the common over here. You might be not be able to see, but common point I have connected over here. Later on I am connecting this 5 volt. Okay, so the common point I will connect over here. Okay, now this is our complete circuit. Is somewhat tricky. Now you are okay with this your connection from the explanation I have given to you. So the same circuit we have connected it over here. Now I want to find out the dash quantity. That means I am only applying this 5 volt source. Okay, so as you know, as you can see the connection, this 5 volt source I am applying it over here. So this 5 volt source is available over here, and this 15 volt source I need to short it. So what I will do, I will short it over here. Okay, so I will take this and I will short it from over here. Okay, I am just zooming it for you so you can see the clear cut view of this. Okay, so this, from this you can see we have shorted. Okay, so this is shorted. So our circuit will be looking like this. Okay, the circuit will be looking like this. Okay, 5 volt I applied and this is shorted. So this shorted terminal is this. Now I will find out I1 dash, I2 dash, I3 dash, I4 dash and I5 dash. Okay, with the help of multimeter. So I have connected my multimeter over here. So this is a common point, this is a milliampere, and the pointer should be at milliampere. Okay, so I will do it individually. So first I want to find out I1 dash. So I will remove it or break the circuit and I will connect the ammeter between these two terminals. Okay, I have connected this two knob of your multimeter over here and I am switching on the circuit. Okay. Okay, if I am switching on the circuit, you will get the reading, that is 10.35. Okay, just note down the reading. Okay, now I will again make the circuit, okay, and then I will find out I2. So for finding out I2, what we have to do, we have to remove this, okay, and I have to put the ammeter between these 2 points, okay. So I will switch on the circuit, okay. You can see how we have connected, okay. I'm switching on the circuit. So we'll be getting 7.84. Now I will find out I2, okay. So the I2 I will connect the ammeter in between these 2 points, okay. So you can see clearly, okay. I'm switching on the circuit. So I2 we are getting 5.71, okay. Just this minus sign is we have connected the probe in a different manner, that is plus and minus. So we are getting minus. So you can clearly see from this we are getting 5.68, okay. Just note down the reading of 5.68, okay. Switching off the circuit. Now I will connect this resistor into its original position. Now I will find out the value of I3. So I have to disconnect this resistor or break the circuit, okay. Just see the zoom part, okay. We have disconnected from this to this, and I will connect the ammeter between these two, okay. I will connect the ammeter in between these 2 points, okay. Now I will see that is I3 we are getting 5.02, okay. That is minus sign is due to this polarity change, okay. So 5 milliampere, that is I3, okay. Just note it down. Now I will again reconnect the original position of this, okay. Now I will find out the value of I4. So I4 I have to disconnect it over here, okay. So you can see clearly I will connect between these 2 points, okay. So I'm switching on the circuit. I4 we are getting 1.99, okay. Next I want to find out I5. So whatever the connection was there, I am making it, and I am breaking this resistor, and I will connect the ammeter between these 2 points, okay. So I'm switching on the circuit. We will be getting I5, that is equal to 2.99 milliampere, okay. So this is the first case in which we have applied only 5 volts voltage source, and we have shorted this 15 voltage source. Now in the case number 2, what I will do, I will short the 5 volt supply, and I will apply this 15 volt, okay. So this was shorted, so I am disconnecting it, and I will apply to a 15 volt, okay. So you can see this green wire, okay. It is from your 15 voltage sources, okay. So now the same procedure we need to repeat it over here. I will find out I1 over here, I2 over here, I3 over here, I4 over here, and I5 over here, okay. I will make the circuit again, okay. Now I will find out I1. For finding, we are shorting it because we want to take the reading of double dash quantity, okay. So this is the circuit connection. Now I want to find out I1 double dash. So I am disconnecting it, okay, and I will put the ammeter in between these 2 points, okay. I have put the ammeter between these 2 points, and I am switching on the circuit. So the value we are getting, it is nothing but 8.99 something, okay. You can see, change the polarity to get the actual value, okay. This is, we are getting a minus, okay, 8.99 something, okay. So I1 double dash is equal to this. Now I have to find out I2 double dash. So for finding out I2 double dash, I need to disconnect this resistor. So I am disconnecting it, and I will put the ammeter between these 2 points, okay. I will put the ammeter in between these 2 points, okay, and I will switch on the circuit. If I am putting it, I will be getting the answer of 8.92, Okay, you can just note down the value of your answers, because you will be getting minus or plus answer for this. Now I need to find out I3 double dash. So for that, what we have to do, we have to disconnect this resistor or the break the circuit, and I will take the reading between this. So we are connecting the emitter between this 2 points to finding out I3 double dash. Okay, so this I3 double dash we are getting 17.95 or something. Okay, the polarity you need to check whenever we are connecting. Okay, 17.97. Okay. This I am making. Okay, now I need to find out I4 double dash. For finding out I4 double dash, I'm again breaking it and making the connection. So you can see pointers are here. Okay, now I'm switching on the circuit. Okay, so I4 double dash we are getting 21.30. Okay, so this is your I4 double dash. Okay, now the last one is I5 double dash. I5 double dash. Okay, so I have disconnected the last resistor. Okay, you can see how we have disconnected and how we can connect the ammeter. Okay, so this is the connection. I'm switching on the circuit. I5 double dash I am getting is minus 38.37 or 34. Okay, just take the reading. Okay. So this is the case number 2, in which we are finding out the value of double dash quantity. Okay, so in theoretical calculation, you are making the algebraic summation of between your I1 dash quantity and double dash quantity. In practical, what we will do, we will apply both those energy sources. That is 15 volt is already applied. I will apply this 5 volt source also. So as you can see clearly, this 5 volt is connected over here. Okay, so I'm connecting this two. Okay, and I'll find out the value of I1, I2 and I3, I4 and I. Now as you can see, we have connected this 5 volt source as well as this 15 volt source, and we will find out the actual quantity of I1, I2, I3, I4 and I5. Okay, so for finding out I1, I will again disconnect this resistor and I will put the emitter between these 2 points. Okay, if I'm putting the emitter between this 2 point and I'm switching on the circuit, so I'll be getting the answer of, it is 1.37. Okay, so the theoretical calculation you might be getting something around 1.37. Okay, I will make the circuit again. Okay, and I will find out the value of I2. So I2 we are disconnecting it over here. Okay, and we will make the circuit by emit. Okay, so we have put our pointers between these 2 points and I will switch on the circuit. Okay, so this we are getting 14.29. Now for finding out I3, we have disconnected this resistor, that is this one. I will put the emitter between these 2 points. Okay, and from this you can see clearly how we have connected over here, and I will switch on the circuit. Okay, if I'm switching on the circuit, we are getting 12.92. Okay, it is depending upon the polarity, we are getting minus or plus. Okay, now for finding out I4, I will again put the resistor as it is. I will break the circuit. Okay, so this I4 we have. Okay, we will put the emitter between these 2 points. Okay, so I4 we are getting 22.82 something. Okay, I'm switching off the circuit and then we'll put the resistor as it is. Then I will disconnect this last resistor in order to find out I5 double dash. Okay, so you can see how we are measuring. Okay, I will put the multimeter between these 2 points and I will find out I will switch on the circuit. So we are getting minus 35.70. Okay, you just need to check your theoretical calculation as well as the practical calculation. So you will get something around some minor difference between your all the values of I1 to I5 in dash as well as double dash quantity, because the theoretical calculation as well as the practical calculation will might be differing. Okay, so this is the practical number 5. We have completed practical number 5. Thank you.